This is not our friend Kenyatta from Los Angeles who calls regularly, but another Kenyatta. Kenyatta, welcome. What's on your mind?
Hey, Tom. Well, I disagree with you about the vaccine. I'm not going to get it. Reason being, I'm black, African American, and you know the history very well of governments doing weird things with shots to black folks. You know what I mean?
So if you got cancer, you wouldn't go to the doctor?
That's not the same, Tom. That's not the same at all.
If you got pneumonia, you wouldn't go to the doctor?
Well, I'd go to the doctor, sure, but I don't think I would take a vaccine that's not even approved by the FDA.
Well, it has been approved by the FDA. It has not been fully approved. That's coming in the next month or so. It's been approved by the equivalent of the FDA, pretty much every other country in the world. All across the world. This is not government, Kenyatta. This is scientists. You've got scientists all across the planet. You've got scientists across Africa who are saying use this. You've got governments across Africa, as well as every other country in the world, saying do this. It's going to save your life. You are taking your life and the life of the people that you love and you interact with in your hands. You're risking that.
Well, I already had COVID, so I don't really see the need for a vaccine.
If you did not have the Delta variant, the Delta variant can infect you a second time.
Yeah. But
having had COVID is no protection.
Well, you know about the government doing experiments on.
Hey, the government did
folks.
terrible things to black people. I'm with you. Our government enslaved black people. Our government sanctioned it. Our government wouldn't even let black people vote until 1965. We're only marginally a multiracial society. Your concerns are 100% legitimate in that regard. But this is not that. This is not the Tuskegee experiment.
How do you know that?
Because
I don't even know what these vaccines. I don't even know.
Well, you can look it up. That information is public knowledge. It's not a secret.
I did. Another language. It's like I don't even know what this stuff is. We don't even know the long-term side effects of this stuff. I'm worried, Tom.
I can tell you the long-term side effects of COVID are well known. The blood clots cause strokes. They cause brain damage. They cause male impotence, probably for the rest of your life. They cause kidney damage. They cause liver damage. They cause death. The side effects of the disease are well known.
I'm talking about the vaccine. We don't know it. It's been too soon. I don't trust Operation Warp Speed from Trump. I'm telling you that right now. I do not trust that.
Yeah, this is not Trump. Donald Trump did not develop this vaccine. Donald Trump is a fool. Donald Trump threw some money at Moderna. This vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine in particular, was developed in Germany. And, you're becoming a one-note, rant here, so I'm going to let you go. It looks like I'm not going to convince you, but, I think that everybody listening gets it, how important it is that we save each other, that we help each other, and that we care for each other. And I'm so saddened, by that phone call. Anyhow, Glenn in Olivet, Michigan. Glenn, what's on your mind today?
Hey, Tom. My wife and I, we watch your show, and my wife had a concern about the vaccination passport because of her health reasons. Her primary care physician, the doctors down at the University of Michigan, they bend over backwards to keep her safe. Fortunately, she's retired, so she doesn't have to worry about too much. But what she's really concerned about is, she doesn't shop or go out to eat or anything like that. But what would a vaccination passport look like for people with health care issues where they can't have the vaccine?
Well, that's a really good and legitimate question, Glenn. And as far as I know, Clear doesn't have here's an exception kind of thing. What most venues are doing, and pretty much everybody, even when they say you must have proof of vaccination, like the cruise lines, for example, they're saying if you can't provide proof of vaccination, because there are people who have autoimmune disorders, or they're going through cancer therapy, or in the past they've reacted badly to just vaccines in general, who just can't take vaccines. It's a very, very small subset of our population. It's a fraction of 1%, or actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know the actual number, but it's a very small percentage of our population. But what they all say is you must show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within the last 7 days. So that's what it would look like. Would be, if she wants to go to a public venue, if she wants to go, if we had, like restaurants have vaccine passports, the restaurant would say, either show proof of vaccination or proof of a negative COVID test within the last 7 days. And that's become the standard across the country.
Yeah, I mean, we truly believe in the vaccine. I mean, she's a retired RN. We believe in science, but she considers you a very valid.
No, I get it. There are some people who have medical conditions that prevent them from getting vaccinated, and that's the out for them. Glenn, thank you for the call. Robert in Winter Haven, Florida. Hey, Robert, what's up?
Hey, Tom, I just want to, give you a counter argument to the African American guy that just called a few minutes ago, saying he wouldn't get the vaccine because he don't know what's in it. Hey, I'm African American. The Tuskegee experiment, that was, the people already had syphilis. That's people withholding treatment, penicillin. I wish people would just read and, do their research before they put his life, his family's life, and lives in danger. It's just, it's common sense. My wife is a nurse. She had to get it through her job. I got it. My entire family is going to get it.
It's saving lives.
You got to protect each other.
Yeah, we have to protect each other.
We have to protect each other. Just like you told him, Tom. If you get sick, you're going to the hospital. I'm pretty sure he has the polio vaccine. Pretty sure he has the smallpox vaccine. And then coming up in the African American community, the way we eat is a long-term side effect. And now you're worried about a vaccine? I mean,
yeah.
It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I'll take my off the air.
Okay,
Great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. It's good to hear from you. I appreciate it. And to our friend Kenyatta in Los Angeles, the other Kenyatta. Hey, Kenyatta, what's on your mind today?
Hi, I'm fairly speechless, but given the previous caller with the same name. But be that as it may, I do. Let me just say that history is history, and particularly for Black people in the United States, we are constantly dealing with the demons of our history here. And it doesn't have to be the vaccine. I am not an anti-vaxxer. I am not a person that has an opinion on it really one way or the other. I think you should do what common sense tells you, and you should do what is best for your health. But, I mean, there are all kinds of things that happen on an everyday basis, Tom. A person will make some bold move when you're in the car or cut you off. And you always ask yourself, did that happen because I was Black? Someone will cut you off in a grocery store line, and you ask yourself, and this is the real tragedy of what's happened to us, but that's not really why I called. But I do want, because I was actually watching your show and kind of glancing back at your chat room, and there were a couple of people who said, this doesn't sound like Kenyatta. So I just wanted to
it wasn't.
clear that up.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about this infrastructure package and hope that folks really realize how important this is, Tom. Our infrastructure, we have pipes in Los Angeles, water pipes, that are over 100 years old. Yeah. The electrical grid in this country is a hodgepodge of ancient technologies as technology goes. And this is, I think you had a caller earlier talk about a national security issue. China spends inordinate amounts of money on their infrastructures. They've got high-speed rail. They've got all kinds of social disasters we don't have, and we can trace those social disasters in our country, in the United States, to infrastructure. And think about this. Think if the power grid in the United States, think about 72 hours with the United States without power. Think of that. Think of what would happen with 400 million guns in the street.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah. No, it's.
I mean,
yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's and not just that. I mean, just the public health. I mean, look at what happened in Texas when the power went down because it got too cold. People died. I mean, I think it was over 100 people died in Texas as a consequence.
Of course,
that.
Because those idiots don't want to be part of the rest of the. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. You nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've said enough.
Well, and you said it very well, as you always do. Kenyatta, thanks a lot. It's great to hear from you.
Bye-bye.
Good talking with you.